Welcome to Think Learn Succeed's coaching service. If you're wondering how coaching works, this video will answer your questions. So what is coaching? Coaching is a guided conversation. It helps you sort out problems, set goals, or learn new behaviours. There are 4 main steps involved in coaching. Pinpoint the real issue. Assess where you are now. Define your desired state and work out how to get there. Let's see those steps in action now. So Amanda, how have you been going since our last session?
Well, I haven't really been enjoying working with my new manager.
That's Ben, isn't it?
Yeah, Ben.
What's happening?
Well, we have meetings on a regular basis, but he doesn't actually give me any direction for what I'm supposed to be doing. I think he just expects that I can just work out what he wants. He just puts ideas out there, and so, I don't know what to do with them.
So you're sort of feeling overwhelmed and you want him to give you a little bit more guidance.
Absolutely, that's his job.
So it sounds like you're not used to being managed this way.
No, my last manager was amazing. So we would have regular meetings, even like often on a daily basis. I could go in there with my daily work plan. We could talk through what I needed to do, all of the steps that I needed to take. She was right there at the end of her office, but at the end of the emails. She replied to my emails almost instantaneously, and so we could just bounce ideas back and forth.
So you're finding that your new manager has a really different sort of style?
Well, he leaves me to my own devices.
And what are you wanting from him instead?
Well, I want to be able to speak to him whenever I need to speak to him. I'm often, all throughout the day, I've got things that I need to ask, and I just can't get a foot in the door. So
what happens when you do try to go and see him?
Well, he's not really keen. He said kind of there's an expectation that I should just be getting on with it. I should be able to just roll with it and give him updates rather than actually sit down and talk about what it is that I'm going to be doing. So you're really feeling like there's a gap in terms of the sort of level of guidance that he's giving to you, and what you're wanting is for him to go through things in a little bit more detail with you? Absolutely, it's all top level.
You mentioned earlier that you are meeting with him, but that's not working. So just talk me through a little bit about how often you do meet and what sort of things are happening in those meetings when you do manage to pin him down.
Well, it's probably once or twice a week. We sit down, he talks to me about what are the key projects that I'm delivering on. He just seeks an update. He sort of says, are there any concerns or risks that he needs to be aware of? Really just, it's more of a status update, and is there a big problem that he needs to step in?
So if we were to sort of try and get into his head, what do you think he's expecting from you?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess he's just expecting that I know what I'm doing, and that I'm implementing without needing to speak through the detail with him.
Well, let's look at that. Realistically, do you know what you're doing?
Yes, but I like to soundboard with people my ideas for how I'm going to approach a key deliverable or a task.
Now we need to really look at what you're doing with your manager and how you think he wants you to be communicating, because I think we're starting to get a bit of an issue there, aren't we, around how that process of conversation is going in your meetings.
Yes, I'm getting frustrated and it's impacting on my work day and my motivation to come to work.
So let's imagine that you woke up tomorrow and that situation had changed. You'd found the magic formula that was going to make that relationship work. What do you think you'd be doing differently with your manager?
Well, I think I would be easier to work with. I think I'm at the moment I'm probably guarded. I'm not sharing information because kind of holding back, I guess, in a way, because I'm not feeling supported. I think it's so the magic formula version, I think, would be where he would give me some more guidance as to how he wanted me to approach a key piece of work. I get what you're saying here. I understand that he trusts me to do the delivery, but perhaps I need to be more upfront about seeking some advice on some pieces of my work.
Okay, so let's imagine that you were doing that in a way that would work for him. What's he going to expect from you coming in to see him around that?
I guess what he's expecting from me is someone that really owns their responsibilities and recognises that he is time poor.
So ideally, what do you think he would see as being the ideal time frame for one of these meetings?
Oh my goodness. Well, I know he's got several teams or several people that report into him, so he wouldn't be able to spend that as much time, I guess, as I want with every single one of his direct reports. So I guess he probably only needs to see me, everything going well, once a week even, for half an hour for that update.
So how are we going to organise that? How are you going to get all of this done once a week in a half-hour format?
Oh, gosh. So I think I need to be on top of the... Perhaps I probably need to prioritise what I'm going to ask him, what I need his input on, instead of going there with everything.
So how many points do you think you should have ideally in one meeting?
Oh, gosh. 5, probably 3.
Okay. So if we said the top 3 priorities that you would typically need to get through, what would they be?
I would probably say, this is where we're up to, this is an issue, and this is where I just need to get some input from you or feedback on how to move something forward.
Let's imagine how he would respond to that.
I think he would love that. I think he gets frustrated with me that I'm actually always trying to get that information from him. And I think that would be a real shift in our relationship as... So I think that would be hugely beneficial, and he would see that the meetings would probably be more productive.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how effective do you think this solution is going to be, with 1 being not effective at all and 10 being fabulous?
Oh gosh, I think this has a potential to be a 10, considering right now I've been sitting at a 1 before I came to see you. So I think this is, you've definitely given me some clarity about what my needs and wants are and how I could best sort of get those. So I feel good about this because I hadn't thought about it from Ben's perspective before, and I hadn't actually even really thought about, definitely hadn't thought about speaking to Jane as a mentor, and I think she'd be a fabulous mentor.
It sounds as though now you're realising that maybe Ben's giving you an opportunity to work at that much more strategic level. And I'm really pleased to hear that you're starting to think in terms of it being possible for you. So I think we've got our next session lined up in about 3 weeks' time.
Fantastic. Thank you, Eleanor.
Thank you, Amanda. So, are you keen to get started on your coaching program? Download your starter kit from our website or contact me to set up your first session. Get started on your journey to success today. Contact me now to book your coaching program.